Hey y'all, Trent here, and I am back with another Fierce Street review, continuing my time with some true crime docuseries. Today I'm going to be talking about The Beauty Queen Killer, 9 Days of Terror, which is now available on Hulu. You can go stream that now if you don't want any spoilers. I'm going to do my best to not give any, but sometimes they happen. Um, so our synopsis of this 3-episode series is a twist-filled story of Tina Risico, who now reveals the truth about what happened when she was kidnapped for 9 days by notorious killer Chris Wilder, with many believing she played a role in helping her captor abduct further victims. So, number one, trigger warning for a sexual assault, abuse, torture. All of those things happen in the series, and it is understandably rough for many of us, more so for some. So if it's not your thing, I totally understand. I really like the conversations that this series has on victims and survivors. I think that they really focus on that and let that be the the major force pushing this story forward, which I think is really strong, especially with Tina's narration of events. I think that the pacing and how they interspliced her, especially in the first episode, her her narration with like the history and what he had done in Florida before moving to California was well paced. I think that the last episode with Tina and Don are really powerful. If you've watched it, you know. I'm not going to go into any more detail. I think that we're not anywhere near where we need to be, but I think we have made some progress since 1984 on understanding what victims of abuse and victims of trauma like this can do, and how they survive, their survival mechanisms that they put in place to literally stay alive. I think that was a really interesting way this documentary um, put that out there. This is told again through the perspective of Tina specifically, and then Don is added in later. So we know the answers up top. We know who Chris Wilder is. There's no amount of guessing who might have done this. We know, but they do add a lot of twists and turns to the story itself, just because it is a wild ride from beginning to end, across literally from one end of the country to the other end of the country and back again. So the twists and the turns, and it's paced out really, really well. The conversation, there's also a really great conversation about the failure of policing, especially in 1984, but still today too, about missing persons, and how there needs to be some work on that to make sure that we can get people the assistance they need to find their loved ones when they need to be found. So that's all I'm going to say, though. I really, again, enjoy is not the right word. I found this docuseries very fascinating and powerful in its portrayal of survivors and the families of the victims that this serial killer did kill. I liked that they focused on them and not necessarily on him. There's only very few anecdotal stuff about the killer, and that's really just to provide some context to what's happening. Most of the story, I would say 95% of it, is told through the survivors and the families of the victims. So I think that's really important that this docuseries does that. So I'm giving this docuseries, this 3-episode docuseries, 5 drinks. So if this is your thing, I think you'll really like it. Like I said, it's streaming on Hulu, so go check it out if you haven't already. I don't think I gave any spoilers. I mean, of course, like I said, you know the gig up front. So it's a good conversation starter for sure, and it'll get you thinking about things from different angles. And I hope that Tina and Don found healing through this process, and the families of the victims found healing as well. I can't imagine. It would be horrific. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. Let me know if you have any true crime that you want me to cover, and I'll do that. So as always, make sure that you stay fierce out there.